guys, Rick Shaw here on the 15th of February 2022, and we got a pretty nice day. Slight breeze and it's not really hot, but back's a little sore though. Again, I don't know if they're really moving along on the house. They started the painting on here. Cabinets are going in, the metal work. They're doing pretty good. Morning. So, just wanted to say a little bit about up there in Canucks land. The Trudeau. That was he had to do that. He's a graduate of the Schwab School. It's the World Economic Forum, and that's just what he was going to do. So he's declared his martial law. Come here. Come on, motorcycle. That a girl. So, that was just you could figure he's going to do that. But you gotta know something about this. You just look on there. Just Pfizer, just one company last year, because of this thing that they rolled out, made $38.8 billion is what they're disclosing, what they made. So if you think this is going to end, you got another thought coming. It's not going to end. See, they're going to. I've been saying that Canada and Australia, because they've pretty much been disarmed. A lot of people say they weren't, but pretty much they were. So that's what's happening. This is their test case. They're going to push this as far as they can. They're not going to stop. There's too much money involved. There's too much power and control that they're going to exert, and it's just not going to stop. They're not going to stop this. These folks that are running the show, they don't have the people behind them, and they don't care. They said that his poll numbers of this Trudeau guy is at 16%. I mean, holy cow! Who's gonna be first to hit rock bottom? Is it going to be Biden or him? They don't have the support of the people, but they're after the money. They got the support of a lot of money. There's a lot of money rolling around from this. And just think about this. How did all these countries just do pretty much the exact same thing? Come on. When did countries ever agree to do anything the same? Except for the Atlantic Treaty for the South Pole and all that baloney. Where they agreed to keep everyone out because they found something really cool they want for themselves, is what it seems. But it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. But it happened now. And now the truckers, they cleared the bridge because, of course, they need their auto parts and all that stuff to Detroit. So that was going to be his first move. You easily called. It's just a royal shame. I hear my little ones. I can always hear them coming. I heard you guys. But royal shame, a big time royal shame. And a lot of these police, you looked at the people coming in. He had a lot of Antifa people in there. They were trying to start trouble. It wasn't happening, so he had to go this way. He just had to do it. It's a royal shame. We're under the boot, guys. It isn't going to stop. As I always said from the beginning when I started talking about this stuff, is follow the money. And Pfizer making all that money, and they're not keeping it all. There's kickbacks going everywhere. Why did Trudeau buy 10 million extra jabs? And early on, he was talking about 4th and 5th and 6th, because he's getting a kickback for that. The guy's getting filthy rich. I don't know what he's going to do with all his money. These people, they start working and working. There's my other little buddy coming. They do this with all this money, and then they just never want to get out of politics. They just stay there. And this guy, this thing about him with all the stuff going on, he wants to change the anal sex laws in the country down to 16, where it's not a crime. And then they come out and said, oh yeah, he was monkeying with a 16-year-old. Now, is this true? It's allegations, but these guys never get busted for anything. You look at them. Look at what Pelosi did in our country. All the crap she pulled with all the money she just made on these stock trades, insider trading, and all that. They're not going to get caught. And I just don't understand what they're going to do with all the money. They can't take it with them. You know, that's a fact. You come into this world naked, you're going to go that way, and then stand before the good Lord. So, what, you know, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. I don't know what they plan on doing. You know, they think they're going to live forever. These people are evil, but you look at some of them, man, they just never seem to go away. Look at Kissinger. Kissinger was in politics way back in the 70s, and you can't get rid of the guy. You know, has he been cloned? You just never know. The technologies that are going on, we'll never see. You know, you look at all this DARPA stuff, this weather modification, all these big antennas they got. Now they're going to roll out this 5G, and guess what? They're doing it in places. People get sick, and before you know it, they'll be begging for them to lock them down again, because they're going to make everyone sick and blame it on this thing again. You know, and do I think this is going to go away? Sorry, guys. Not with all this money. Not with all this dang money is this going to go away. Let's go this way, guys.
But I went this way.
Oh, no, we're going to go this way because they just cut that down. I don't want to see any snakes over there. Every time they cut when they cut the grass like this, you start seeing snakes on the road. We haven't seen any for a while, but now this is the first time they're really going to chop this down again. This is supposed to be the week where they come in and clean up all the garbage. I hope that happens. I really do. You know, the glass and all the crap and stuff. But the guys are really humping over there on the houses. I'm really amazed. They were doing the bucket brigade with the cement. And I'll tell you what, you guys, you pick up a 5-gallon bucket that's almost full of cement. Those guys are tough. I'm not kidding you. There's some really tough guys that are working here. And pretty good bunch. Yesterday when we were, after we got back, Faye made him some coffee and stuff, and we were talking to him, and just a bunch of really good guys. It's unbelievable what nice crews and nice people we're meeting here on the construction. And who knows, you know, down the road, we're looking at what the guys are doing when we go to get our stuff done. We'll get somebody to come in here and put our porch all the way around. Still waiting. There's so much stuff I want to do, but with the way things are going here, I just hate to spend a big pile of cash and then have to get rid of everything. You know, that's because of the stuff they're doing. Now, we were really happy yesterday going to that store. That's the store that's going to get my money, even though it's a lot of traffic over there. I hate that. So, morning. Come on. She likes to chase them motorcycles, and not everybody though. Yeah. Hey, Agni.
Look, hi, buddy.
But let him on it if it's his, Maddie. Oh, this stuff. When one kid gets one thing, the other one's got to have it. Even if it sits there for a week, nobody touches it. As soon as one kid gets it, the other one's got to take it. So, Momo's still in his jammies though. Momo, what are you doing in your jammies still? You're not supposed to be out here in your jammies.
I took off my jammies when I was upstairs.
I know you did. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be hot today, and that'll help the back. Stupid backside spasm. The other day I popped it. I was laying in the bed and finally was able to pop it back in place, and then fell asleep. And then last night was the first night that we went for a walk where my leg wasn't numb. So that was really cool. So we took a really big long walk last night. We got those nice little light bulbs. They're like a regular little lamp with a hook on them, and we put those on our collars when we're walking. That way they can see us good if there's any cars coming. We did talk to the guy about coming through driving super fast, and he's like, okay, no, I won't do that again, sorry. So that was really cool. These guys, see, they're cutting all this down. You know, they've really been cutting a lot down. They got another house starting right there. We saw more tarpaulins up. They came and put yesterday with some tarpaulins. So this place, I think it's going to be another couple years and it'll be full. These houses that are going now, it seems it takes them quite a while to get them up. I was watching that Sunshine Shoulders. I think his was 92 days or something. Just, it's a one story though. But here it seems like I don't think they got enough workmen because what seems to happen is you'll see workmen working on one house one day, and then the next day they're over somewhere else. So they might not have the workmen. I know when I was working the jobs, when I first started and was doing residential, it was all the same guys on that same house. And if there was another house being built up the road by the same builder, it was a whole different crew. You know, either that or he did them, you know, where we went in and did all our job and then moved to the next house, and then the guys will follow you. But a lot of times some construction companies that I've noticed, they don't choreograph their work. I've been in places where everybody was in there. The plumber was in there, the heating guy was in there, electricians are in there. You can't work like that. And it's just, you're just itching for an OSHA violation. You know, I remember when OSHA used to come around, if we saw the truck, somebody would radio us. We used to do the Nextel phones. If somebody would radio us, drop everything you had and just boogie. Go to lunch early, do something, just get out of there, because they're going to find something. That's what they do. They're just another tax. So, but they even cleaned this up. They got the grass out of here. They were hacking on this all day yesterday, but glad we were gone while they were doing it. It's pretty loud. He's over there now cutting some more. It's a full-time job, but hopefully they're doing this in preparation for hauling all this garbage out of here. We have been seeing rats again. You know, running. You know, you don't see them often, and I don't want the dog to start chasing after them. She hasn't seen one yet, but you know, this has got to be cleared up before it becomes a problem. And when they've got places to hide like this over here, you're going to have them. They're going to set their nests up and they're going to start making babies. And you know, this is just exactly what we don't need here. You know, big piles of garbage everywhere. I worked the jobs for many years, and that was a big thing. You cleaned up, and you cleaned up daily. Mainly, we used to clean up as we were working. Never left a mess. You know, and if we had a guy that was really messed up, you know, was real messy and wasn't cleaned up, we'd tell him, hey man, you have to clean this, or you go, oh, I need a half an hour to clean. No, we don't. You know, and then wind up sending them down the road. You know, when I was out in California, that's when I really ran into guys who were working that were just pigs, leave all their trash all over. And, you know, we have to go into work and clean stuff up, or at least move all the garbage just to do our own work. And it's just not right. And here they seem to do similar thing. It's like the kids. I gotta watch them like a hawk to keep them from going inside these places, because there's so much dangerous stuff all over the floors, and you know, all this debris and nails and stuff. When one getting tetanus. We did know a guy here. He was a friend of my wife's. I guess it was her buddy's brother, and seen him a few times. And he got hit on a nail and wouldn't get anything done, and got tetanus, and it killed him. That's the first time I ever heard of anybody dying from tetanus. But that's what they said this young fellow died of, and he wasn't old. Real bummer. But here, you know, life's cheap. We know one guy. He was a construction guy, and he was only up about so high, and he jumped down from that, and ruptured his spleen, killed him. You know, you got to be careful. Life is super fragile. It's real fragile. But tell me what you guys think of what's going on up in Canada. It really interests me. You know, I had you know, the reservation that we come from is up there. A lot of family, and you know, I don't hear too much from all them. You know, my one sister does, but I don't hear too much from them all. But you know, that would be another place I'd like to go up and visit before, you know, take the kids before they get too old and start running their own lives. I hope I can get up there to the reservation. I always liked going there. Loved it up in Montreal. We used to go up there all the time and stay up at my uncle's in Dorval, and had a big apartment. We'd go up there and stay for a week or two at a time with them, and just always liked it up there. You know, you get into town, and yeah, you run into some folks, but generally the folks are pretty nice. Like here, super nice folks, and don't seem to bug you. I had another uncle through my wife. He lived up in Ontario, and I worked at a mill, and he come back. It was probably in the 60s when he was young, and he was living up in I believe he was living in Pennsylvania. And then his buddy said, "Hey, they got jobs at this mill up here in Ontario. Why don't you come and apply?" And he applied, and that's where he lived his whole life and raised his kids. His kids are all Canadian citizens. He never made them Americans. That's where they live, and it was always nice to visit them. Go up to his neighborhood. It was just such a unique neighborhood, and it was real nice. To always pop up there and visit those folks. Get out of there. Get out of there. See, she's digging in the damn garbage. Get out of there. Yeah, and I can't lock her in. I put this stuff up. She goes right over this, and she's getting bigger and bigger, and I just don't want her eating garbage. She got somebody's garbage over there. They left a regular rag, and she got a hold of that and then puked it all up over here, and I'm trying to keep the kids. Don't let her out. Now we got her to where usually, they opened up the door when she starts getting out. It's like put her on the leash. We got. I hate having a dog on a leash, but if she gets out, she'll go over this fence, lickety split, and go find garbage to eat. And then she's puking. She puked again yesterday. So it really sucks. I like to keep my dogs. I was never one to give them people food at all. I give them just dog food and water. And once in a while, like on payday, we'll buy them maybe a dog treat or something like that. But we got this one on pedigree now. We went up to the place that has a really good price on the pedigree, and it's Puppy Chow. And he was out. He said, "Man, I'm sorry, I'm out. Maybe tomorrow." But she had no food, so he had another batch of food. It looked pretty oily. Puppy Chow, and it was a Filipino brand. So I said, "Oh, just give me like a half a kilo, enough to get her through until I can come back and get the good stuff." And he's like, "Okay, but people buy this. They seem to like it." Okay. Man, I'll tell you what, that dog had the stinkiest farts. We couldn't stand it. We had to put her outside. I'm not kidding you. And she'd be laying there in the middle of the night and let out one of these dang dog food farts that just... It was horrible, guys. You wouldn't believe it. So that was... My wife said no more of that dog food, and I agree. That's for sure. We're not going to buy that brand anymore. But... We found the pedigree, and we were looking at the different stores. There's a little mom and pop feed store up here. They got chicken feed, cat food. They got a bunch of stuff, and those guys, you can't beat their price. I haven't seen anybody. They buy the real big bags, and then they dip in it and give you however many kilos. So this month we bought like a bucket. We brought a bucket with us, and we got 7 kilos. We'll see if that lasts for a month or longer. We'll see. But she's really eating a lot more. She's already over 7 kilos. We got her. She was 1 kilo. Now she's 7. And like I say, we got her rabies shot. We're going to be getting her parvo. I'd like to find them. I've still been looking on Lazada. I probably have to go to Shopee too, or somewhere, or different vets around here to try to find like the 6-in-1 or the 12-in-1 shot, and then I'll just give it to her, because I don't want to go in this crap of where they set up a vaccine schedule. They actually got a vaccine schedule when we were at our last dog place. When we had the other dog, I got the 6-in-1 shot for him. We got the rabies and then the 6-in-1, and now they give you a card. They even got CV-19 for your dog. And I seen in Japan where they killed a bunch of gerbils. That guy from Pretty Woman, I bet you he's bummed. They say they had COVID. This stuff, I'm telling you, the more you comply and the more you believe it, the deeper in the hole we're going.